Well, hey there, folks. Chief Meteorologist Austin Bowling here, giving you a quick update on severe weather across the region as we continue to watch for more storms to get going as we go through the evening hours here. Again, this is the first cells that have developed here up into Grady County. One of those is a tornado warned cell here just to the north and east of Rush Springs. So we'll go ahead and pause this and get the latest information on this storm right here. And again, this is a radar indicated tornado. This is not a confirmed tornado. But again, it is also having the possibility of ping pong ball size hail with this. So this is going to go through another 40 minutes or so. So we still have until about 5:20 that this will be in effect here. So this is moving east at about 15 miles per hour. So let's get a quick track on this here as it moves east. Uh, East at about 15 miles per hour. So that puts it in Lindsay. If you have any friends or family in Lindsay, again, that would be impacting them at around 5:15. Maysville coming up at 6:05, Wayne at 6:24, and then heading over towards Corbett and over I-35 around 6:47. So this is the only game in town right now as far as tornado warning goes. If we hop over to the velocity here and see what this looks like, it is tightening up there a little bit, but again, this is pulling from the Frederick radar, so it is looking a little bit further up into this storm, to be honest with you. So we could pull a little bit closer here, get up around Norman, get up around Twin Lakes, and see what we can see there. Uh, that's the terminal Doppler radar for the airport. So let's see what velocity looks like there. And again, it's there. It is not as tight, but it is there. So definitely bears watching here. If I could get back to the Twin Lakes radar and see if it gives us any better view here. At least it shows the signature of that storm a little bit better. Get back to the velocity here. Okay, that shows it a little bit tighter here. So that is right in between Rush Springs and Lindsay. Puts it about, let's get a little bit tighter in here. Can't see any of these roads just yet. That's about North 2940. It's going to be close to Highway 19 coming in just to the south of Bradley within the next few minutes. So this is not for Rush Springs or Bray or Marlow, but it is trying to organize itself. And you can see the brighter colors there indicating that we have that tornado, and it's not moving very quickly. 15 miles per hour. Again, you think about the normal speed limit on the road. Some of the highways, you're looking at 50 to 55. On some of the neighborhood streets, even you're looking at closer to 30 to 35. You get in the neighborhoods, yeah, you're talking about 10, 15 miles per hour. So that's what we're looking for. The speeds in your neighborhood is about what we're looking at here as this storm treks off towards the east. No confirmation with this. I've not hopped over to X lately to see if we have anything going on with that, but I will hop on there and at least give it a look see and see if anybody is out there. Obviously, with us being in Oklahoma, you know, storm chasers are a dime a dozen. So somebody's bound to be out there, and somebody probably has a good look at this as well. So again, just bear with me here, testing out some new things, just try to give you guys a little bit more information while we go through these storms as well. So hopefully it's not too overwhelming for you. I'm just trying to make sure I get things dialed in a little bit better here. So bear with me, some minor growing pains as we go through the tech side of things today. I can obviously hop over to the other system should it bear it. But again, this is starting to tighten up a little bit here in the lower levels. Just looks like about 1-2 miles south and 2 miles west of Bradley. So again, there's another severe thunderstorm warning there coming up for areas to our north. But back out a little bit more here. So we'll hop off of this. Get our latest. So that's $half size hail. This is talking about this storm up here. So golf ball size hail for that storm heading into the Oklahoma City metro area. So if you know anybody up there, I know there's a lot of events taking place. I know we've got Herd on Herd is taking place up there in Edmond tonight. Uh, no Thunder basketball tonight, but I know the regional for OU softball wrapping up at least with OU, but there's still a couple of games that are slated for tonight. So again, this is going to be west of there, but still watching these other storms. There's that cluster of golf ball size hail you see right there, just south of Tuttle. That's going to be heading in that direction of Tuttle here shortly, and there is the highway that takes you uh, towards Mustang and Tuttle right here. So it is heading right towards the Tuttle area with some golf ball size hail. So that's going to be up there momentarily too, heading towards the city within the next hour or so. Let's expand the view out to the rest of the region and kind of let you see what's going on. Again, it is really just these three, should say two cells that are going on right now. The rest of the activity that had been popping up over North Texas really didn't get going all that much. But right now, we still see the two distinct cells. This was one cluster that eventually split in two as it worked its way off towards the Chickasha area. So the left mover, the left split, the northern storm you see right now, that typically is the one where you see the larger hail with it. And that's why we are seeing the golf ball size hail that is popping up with that storm. And you get the rotation with the storm off towards the south. So that is heading more towards the east. So those folks in Lindsay need to be on their guard. Maysville heading up towards Purcell. This should stay north of Pauls Valley. I know some folks that are out there in Pauls Valley that are watching closely as well. This is going to be right along that county line as it heads towards Lindsay and Maysville. Again, we'll go back to the velocity and see if there's anything that's been picked up. So yeah, not nearly as tight as it was. It was tightening up there for a second. Then it has since lapsed and gone backwards again. So still bears watching here. It is still a rotating mesocyclone supercell that we're looking at here. So it will produce some hail with it as well, along with some brief damaging winds. But the bigger hail is going to be for that storm heading towards the Tuttle area. Rest of the region watching here. If you're joining us from Lawton, Duncan, Altus, Frederick, Hollis, Ardmore, anything like that, there is not currently any storms in your area. This is all really confined to the Grady County area here as well. Also up into Garvin and McLean counties. So Garvin County down here, McLean County right up here. So that is the main storm that you're seeing at this time. 3 warnings, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, 1 for the area of circulation for the tornado warning at this moment. Can I put this back into motion again and let you see what's going on here? So there is that storm bringing some big hail within the next 10 minutes for the Tuttle area. This is going to be coming right through the heart of Oklahoma City towards the airport. So if you're trying to pick somebody up over there or you're expecting a flight here shortly, it's likely going to be a ground stop here for the next little while. And then anybody that's in downtown Oklahoma City and up towards Yukon, Edmond, need to be watching out for this storm too. Again, lots of lightning, lots of heavy rainfall, big hail. Golf ball size hail is going to be the potential out of this storm as it goes out of Grady County and up into the northern parts of the metro area. Sorry, lots of people like to message in and check in on how these storms are looking and what they mean for them too. There is that storm down towards the south heading towards Lindsay. It's not looking as organized, but these storms tend to cycle through. You'll see the old circulation fizzle out there, and then it'll get replaced out in advance of this. So that old circulation gets choked off with the warm, moist air coming in, and then fizzles out. Eventually, that cold air suffocates that circulation, and then you see the new one try to develop. A lot of lightning with that continues to increase, but that's coming right on the doorstep of the folks in Lindsay. If you know them or know anybody there, that is just a few miles outside of town, try to get itself organized here at the moment. But there it is. It's trying to chick back up again. We keep seeing these little blips of the brighter green up against the red. So again, everything you see right in here, this is looking from the Twin Lakes or Norman radar. So everything that's in red is heading back that way. Everything in green is heading back towards the radar. So that's where you have that area of circulation right in there. So that's what we're looking for here at the moment with that storm. All right, I've got to reconnect my Facebook comments here, so that's not a fun part of this. So, Robert, I'm going to have to hop over to my my actual Facebook stream to see what you put on there until I get that fixed. But hop over there and see what we've got going on the stream, just to make sure we don't have anything pertinent that we're missing here. Sorry, Robert. Nope, there it is. That showed up. Sun's out. Will this surface heating spark new storms around Lawton? Yeah, I would expect so. We've got this watch all the way until about 10 o'clock tonight. So we do have some more activity that will get going here over the next little while. So let's go to the model here and let's just see what the short range model is suggesting here for this evening. And it's a little delayed on the placement of the storms here as of close to, well, this is starting at 4 o'clock. So let's see where it has them at 5, and then we'll take it from there. So there's 5. So obviously it's not having a good handle of where those storms are. So take that for what it's worth. But we do have some more, may see some more blips out here trying to get going. We'll have to keep a watch on those, but it looks like it's going to be closer to that that warm front dry line convergence up there to the north of us. There was another area that was being watched up into northwestern Oklahoma for a little bit more of an enhanced tornado risk up there. So that would be more of the Washita, Beckham County areas that would have to watch out for that. Could we see the tail end of that? Maybe drag something down our area, Robert, come 10, 11 o'clock tonight? I guess it's possible. Again, this would be an MCS that's trying to drive its way through along the warm front. So we could see the tail end of these storms somewhere close to the 10, 11 o'clock time frame. But at least with this model, it's not showing much developing behind this activity here. It's keeping that main activity near the dry line and the warm front up along and north of I-40. So again, there's still the potential we see those storms pop up here as we go through the evening hours, but most of it should be confined off to our north as we go through the next several hours. All right, let's see. Got to see here. Is tomorrow supposed to be worse for the Lawton, Cache, Indy area? So, Toby, every single day here definitely bears watching. I'll just be completely honest with you that each of these days has its own set of threats that bears watching. This one is for very large hail up to around softball size and winds to 70 miles per hour, but a little bit higher risk, a little bit more instability, more ingredients coming together here heading into Sunday and around I-44 and east heading into Monday. So yes, there would be the potential for higher impact storms, Toby, coming up here Monday or Sunday into Monday. So all 3 of these days, today, tomorrow, Monday, bear watching. But yes, it looks like there will be some slightly higher impacts heading into the next couple of days. Aaron says it's going to hit Lawton. I was hoping to make it to the races tonight. So again, taking the model for what it's worth. And again, I try not to put all of my eggs in the model's basket. There is still the chance we see some storms here over the next few hours. But right now, the latest suggestion of the model is saying that most of these storms are going to have a hard time developing down here, but we could see the northern batch going through I-40 and north try to drag something down here closer to 10 and 11 o'clock tonight. So that is what we'd be looking for here. Not saying for sure that's going to happen. I think the races should be fine Is there a small chance it could get delayed or canceled? I'd put it probably in the 20-25% range, but not enough that I would go ahead and cancel. But just make sure that you plug in and are ready to receive that information. You have multiple ways of receiving storm information. Monday, again, just a reminder, if any of this stuff pops up before 5 o'clock, I have a 9 to 5. So you please, uh, there's tons of reputable meteorologists around this area. Find somebody that's cranking out information and have your way of receiving that information and staying safe. So again, I appreciate that you put your trust in me, but I want you to stay safe. So if for a couple of hours that's not me, I don't mind that for sure. But again, just try to do my best to keep you guys on top of the situation here. So if you know anybody in Oklahoma City, that storm is continuing to grow. That storm has quarter size and golf ball size hail with it. I have not seen any reports of those storms, but we have a lot of people that are up in that area. Let me turn on the storm reports and see if they are, in fact, coming in. We can see all these turned on. Let's see. There was a 1-inch hail report that came in from Tuttle, Bridge Creek, not long ago. So there was at least quarter size hail with that. But that storm heading into Oklahoma City, still golf ball size hail, not too strong of winds. So that's what we're looking for here. The Teresa, Martini, I'm near Elgin. It's all blue sky and sunny. I'm watching the jumbo storm split. You've got almost a front row seat there, Teresa, seeing those two storms heading away. So yeah, definitely get some shots of that heading up there. Yes, Robert is preaching this. Robert knows the story. Always have more than one source of weather. Not your stock phone app, not just the weather service. Make sure you have multiple ways of getting that information. Keep you up. Turn off the do not disturb through the overnight. Maybe not too much for tonight, but the next couple of nights, make sure you have ways of getting that information just in case you need to receive it. So that storm heading up to the city, going to have some large hail with it. The storm down here looks like there is some rotation trying to get going to the north of that main circulation, but I haven't seen what the actual storm looks like here. That's the split that's taking place there. So this storm's going through another split that may send some rain and storms up towards Norman. Those storms are within, let's see, what range? We got to be, is that at least a 10-mile range? Yeah, that's a 10-mile range. So there's some lightning that's within 10 miles there. So I haven't checked. I assume OU won their game. I assume they did. There may be some delays of the second game with the storms that are through the area. So if you're paying attention to those games, make sure you keep a watch on that. That's why there will be some delays up there for softball up in Norman tonight. Again, that main storm here coming right over Lindsay as we speak. The circulation is not as tight there, but still it is a supercell storm that is working its way through. So it bears watching. It's in a favorable environment to continue to do so. It's got the free air and nothing else competing against it. So definitely did watch that storm heading towards the 35 corridor as it goes up towards Purcell, and then eventually past 35, it's going to go towards Asher, Maud, south of Tecumseh, and over towards Seminole. So if anybody have friends or family out that direction, make sure they know. So pretty decent little hook right here. It's picking up with this storm not long ago, Bradley, about 1.25 inches. So $half size hail not long ago with this storm. Pull up the hail tracker here real quick and see about that storm. That hail's definitely gotten larger here. That's still suggesting ping pong ball size, but that could be increasing here momentarily too. It looks like Tuttle had that hail fall out on it, so I'd expect to see some more hail reports come up here shortly. They picked up 1.25 inches there not long ago. within the last 6 minutes. There were some half-dollar size hail that came up there, but still forecasting golf ball size hail with that storm here heading into the metro area. Watching again from Lawton, Duncan, Altus, Hobart, Mangum, Hollis, Waurika. Nothing taking place here. So all of this is still moving towards the northeast and out of our area. So that's what we're seeing as of the moment. Again, just to try to test out some new equipment here. I know things are a little laggy. Try to find the best find the best frame rate, try to find the best technology here to get more information on the screen, try to get you to see more of the maps, more of things, the wide picture while we continue to pick apart individual storms, get all the latest warning information coming in. Obviously, want to thank our sponsors for continuing to support this page as well. So, making sure that they get their spots too. So, a lot of things we're kind of testing out with this early wave of storms. But if you're just joining us, looks like most of the activity should stay north and northeast as we go through this evening. But we still have that chance seeing some more strong storms over the next couple of hours. So again, models are suggesting things are going to have a difficult time down here, but more favorable near the dry line and the warm front up to our north and our east. Let's see if it pulls up the fronts here and I can see what that looks like. Surface fronts. Let's see what it shows. So it's got our boundary here. It's got our dry line out towards the west. So as that lifts up, that's going to be the focus for many of those storms up north of that boundary as we go through this evening. So we'll turn those storm fronts off. They look a little thin and a little strange. So, all right, back to the reflectivity again, just showing you the wider picture. The yellow shaded counties, those are the tornado watch until 10 o'clock tonight. So we still have a long way to go with that, still another 5 hours. But I think, again, it's most of this is going to be areas east of 35 and north of 40 that have the higher chances at seeing those storms. There's one storm there around Durant. The two storms we're watching south side of Oklahoma City, the other one coming through the Lindsay area. So that storm's still moving east at about 20 miles per hour. You can see that information at the bottom of your screen. That goes until 5:15, so another 15 minutes left to go on that storm here, and we'll see if that storm gets extended or if it is allowed to expire. Hop in here again. Not great rotation in there, but definitely some increasing hail sizes as it's working its way through. So that storm, golf ball size hail, as you see across the bottom of your screen, Canadian, Cleveland, Oklahoma counties going into the metro area. Still have the severe thunderstorm warning for the northern part of Grady County. That'll be coming down here in just a little bit since that storm has passed. So that is an old warning that you're seeing coming down on your screen here. So trying to find the best ways to clear that information as well. Again, the tornado watch still going for another 5 hours. So still a lot to go. So since we're still tracking these storms, let's go back to the model again and just kind of give you a rough idea of what the model is suggesting here. So there we go. Latest run showing that storm, not showing the southern storm all that well, but it's showing the northern storm pretty good. And it's picking up that storm around Durant a little bit better as well. So it's initializing, starting a little bit better. So let's see what this latest run of the HER, as I call it, shows, at least for the next few hours. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, well, it's still loading here, but it's still showing, just like the last run did, it's still showing this cluster of storms developing up near that warm front and dry line over in the northeast Texas Panhandle and heading right along the I-40 corridor. So we would see that coming through Oklahoma City closer to 10, 11 o'clock. It may drag what we call a gust front down this way. We might see some spotty storms come a little further south, but it looks like most of that activity is going to be up there around I-40 into northwestern Oklahoma as we go later this evening, but still the possibility of some additional storms going over the next couple of hours. So that's tornado watch still until 10 o'clock, but we could see areas pulled back if this cluster of storms doesn't dive towards the southeast into our direction. So get the latest frames in here. Still not ready to show it yet. Okay, we'll give it a time to get its act together and figure out if it wants to show us what else is going on here. We'll go back to that main radar since we still have just another 15 minutes or less. I think they're just going to let this warning ride for the moment. Again, the rotation is still very broad, very weak, but we're not seeing that as significant as it had been in certain scans. Again, it doesn't have the traditional hook on it. Still have this kind of backwards C shape right here, but again, it has not tightened here within the last little bit. That storm up to the north, if you've got any friends or family up around the metro area, quarter to $half size hail has already fallen, and now it's coming in towards northern Oklahoma City. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. They're going to extend that. They're going to extend that tornado warning over towards Garvin and McLean County a little bit more. So just due to the history of it, my boss is sending me some of her photos from up there in. Got the screen from up there in Edmond. You can see some of the storm clouds as they're heading up towards her up there in Edmond. So they're getting geared up for herd on herd up there. So they're going to be probably diving into some of the shops as that storm comes up that way. But again, here is the latest, and it looks like just in that last scan, that storm is definitely trying to intensify that hook a little bit more. So this is going, does not include Pauls Valley area. It's going to go right along Highway 19 and over towards I-35 around Paoli. Radar indicated still. This is going, let's see the latest time on that. So as of until 5:30 is the time frame for this. It's moving east at 25, so it's picking up the pace just a little bit. So let's go on here, east at 25. Maysville coming up at 5:24. Byers at 6:10. Again, smaller towns here, but again, towns nonetheless. Heading right along that Garvin and McLean County line, just south of Purcell and north of Pauls Valley. Velocity again, it's still there, but again, not as strong as it has been in certain scans. That hook echo is definitely trying to intensify a little bit more. But again, still trying to get its act together. We're looking right around in here. So just about a mile outside of Lindsay now is where you're seeing that. So you're seeing there's your red away, there's your green towards, and your circulation right in there. So right along Highway 19 between Lindsay and Maysville. So it's going to be running right along the highway towards Maysville. So 74 and 19 with some $half size hail and some rotation. No confirmed tornado with this, but still has that circulation that bears watching. This is really the only storm in town down towards the south. So it's got plenty of that unstable air to take advantage of. So Amber Narramore says golf ball size hail in Mustang. So do you have a picture of that, or you have friends and family up there or anything like that? So yeah, that's pretty good size hail coming down up there in Oklahoma City. Get this cleared off of there. Obviously, we've got a lot of folks that'll be heading up there for Game 7 coming up here tomorrow afternoon. I believe it's a 1:30 or 2:30 game. So we'll be watching out for that too. That's going to be a lot of folks heading to Bricktown with one of the larger severe weather days coming up here tomorrow. So if you have plans to go to the game, again, make sure you have those alerts on your phone. Of course, they will be watching out very closely as well. There is the report out of Mustang. There you go. 175. So there we go. Amber got it there. So golf ball size hail right there in Mustang. So Caitlin is asking, how's it looking for Lawton right now? All this stuff is really north and east of us. The models for later this evening are not high on chances for additional storms here, but we'll have to watch another cluster that develops in the Texas Panhandle and comes around through I-40, and then it may drag a weak front or what we call a gust front down this way, where we may see storms that far south. But primarily, I'm looking for this area right here and north to have those storms for tonight. So that's going to be that better opportunity up around I-40 and points towards the north. So we'll watch out for that. Again, keep a watch on it, but I'd say the better chances, Caitlin, are going to be to our north as we go through this evening. Would the tornado chance be high tonight as well? There would be a chance. Again, that's going to be more of a line of storms that comes through, and the leading edges would have that opportunity to see a tornado. These individual storms right now are probably going to have the best chance, given the atmosphere that's out there. When it starts getting to those clusters of storms and the line, those are going to have still a threat, non-zero threat, but the storms right now, Caitlin, are going to have the best chance since they're by themselves. The storms late tonight may have an opportunity to get going, but be more hail and wind if those get going. That storm around Maysville trying to get its act together here, continuing to bring that hook around on the south side. And you can see it right there. And there is your away, and there is your towards right there. Right there, just a quarter mile to the south of Highway 19, heading right towards or just south of Maysville. Amber, if you want to message it to my page, I can share it for later. Just go ahead and message me, Meteorologist Austin Bowling, that page, and I should be able to upload it there. Still trying to get all the settings with this set up here so that I can pull those things over at any time too. So still try to play around with it, but wanted to give it a little bit of an early test drive and see how it looks and how it performs this evening with a couple of these stray storms out there. Again, there is that rotation continuing to get going. No confirmed tornado as of the moment here up around the Maysville area. Still trying to see if we can find any spotters that are out and about. See if we can get any pictures of these storms, any lowered areas, any additional, well, pretty decent structure from the storm in Lindsay. Pretty good structure. Some good cloud-free bases here. Great shots here. Goodness gracious. Need to share the Twitter page here and let folks see those. Those are some awesome shots going of that storm outside of Lindsay right now. So pretty awesome storm there. Not anything really coming out of it right now, but it's just that twisting supercell that's going up there in Garvin County right now. 1 inch hail just north of Maysville. Some big hail coming down now, getting some reports in Mustang. Uh, Amber, I don't think you saw any of the. What is that? That's 275. So that's baseball size hail. It came down in Mustang. Uh, where was that? That's just north of downtown Mustang there. That's where that report, 152 and Highway 4 is where that report came in. So that is some big hail coming in to the west side of Oklahoma City. Bethany, the village, up towards Penn Square Mall, Edmond. That's where you're going to start to see that big hail coming through. So it's not showing on the velocity, but let's hop over to the hail with this one. And you can see that hail core with that one. It's come down a little bit, but it is starting to bounce back up. Western Oklahoma City. So this is going past the outlet mall, I believe. Is that Lake Overholser over here? I believe. Yes. It's Lake Overholser, War Acres, Bethany. It's heading up towards Lake Hefner. Hefner Parkway. That's going to be the area that's impacted by that. Eventually up towards Edmond is where we will see that storm, but it has a history of baseball size hail through the Mustang area. So big time storm there in the southwest part of Oklahoma City, heading into the western and northwestern parts of town there as well. Still that second storm we're watching. The hail is pretty big with that, just on the north side of Maysville, heading towards Paoli, Rosedale, Byers, Asher. A lot is clear at the moment. Don't expect much of any. Well, we still need to keep our eyes on it, though. But yeah, the model's not high on our chances at the moment. There may be a chance if that storm system out of Texas to our north decides to fling some storms down our way, but the higher chance is going to be along and north of I-40 through the overnight hours. So we'll be watching that closely. Again, these initial storms, once they move on, we'll hop off and keep an eye on it, but I would think most of this should stay to our north. Again, still trying to intensify there in Maysville. Coming into town here within the next few minutes. Not any particular area of rotation that stands out. It just looks a little scarier on the radar view of it than it does the velocity view of this storm. So a lot of hail for sure coming down with it. Lindsay is in the clear. Maysville still needs to be in their safe place right now. If you're joining us from elsewhere, wondering about storm chances here, there are not really a lot of those here at the moment. Duncan, Lawton, Waurika, Walters, Frederick, Altus, Mangum in the clear right now. Even tornado watch all the way down into North Texas too. So there is not much going on there at the moment. The storm's trying to split here, trying to send some rain and storms up towards Noble. So we'll watch out for that. A lot of lightning with that. A lot of big hail in the western part of Oklahoma City. A lot of rain and lightning with that one too. So definitely need those folks hunkered down and inside as that storm works its way in. All right. That's still moving east at 25. That old tornado warning allowed to expire. 25 was the forward speed on that one. So again, White Bread. I did not know there was a town called White Bread. 532. Paoli, 538. Byers at 607. Vanoss at 630. Maxwell at 636. Stratford is in there at 618, heading towards the Ada area. So again, kind of to the east of my area, but you know anybody over towards Ada or Bing, let those folks know that this is heading their direction. They are still in the tornado watch as well, so that storm will need watching as it continues to head off towards the east at about 25 miles per hour. Again, if it's getting to Stratford around 618, it's going to be closer to 645, 650 as it gets over towards Ada. So that is that storm. We'll loop this real quick just so you can see the hook structure continuing. It is trying to jog down towards Paul's Valley a little bit. So if anybody is in Paul's Valley that's watching, definitely want to give them a heads up as this continues to sink off towards the south a little bit more. So Paul's Valley needs to be seeking shelter here too. I would not be surprised that an extension of this tornado warning comes out that includes Paul's Valley. So again, Paul's Valley, Stratford, Ada. This would stay north of Wynnewood, but Paul's Valley, Stratford, and Ada need to be on the watch here as this storm heads straight towards the east. Paul's Valley is going to be, let me redraw this and put this new circulation area down here to the south. This furthest south edge here. It's jogging off right here. So that's heading towards, again, put it at Paul's Valley, 539. So you got about 20 minutes for that storm to come through Paul's Valley. If you know anybody over there, give them the heads up that this is heading in their direction. Get in a little bit closer here, see some of these landmarks. There's I-35, Highway 19, Civet, Boudinot, Stratford, McGee, Hart. Again, this is north of Wynnewood in Garvin County. There's Elmore City, Katy, Wynnewood. It's heading a little south of east. So would not be surprised to see this tornado warning extend a little further south with this latest update. So again, still that rotation. It's a little bit, it's going to be right in here. There is your focal point of that circulation right here, just a few miles to the south of the Maysville area. So this is going to be coming very close to Paul's Valley. Not hearing any confirmation of a tornado here. There is that latest update, and it's diving it towards the south. That new tornado warning is going to go a little further towards the south. Now, let's take this off, and we'll make this go a little further south. Now, again, this is going to be for Paul's Valley. The newest tornado warning there does include Paul's Valley. It does track it down towards Wynnewood. So again, if you know anybody in Paul's Valley, they need to seek shelter immediately. Know we have a few folks that we're friends with that are out there in Paul's Valley that need to be taking their severe weather precautions now. That's going to be downstairs, underneath something, center portion of the house, and keeping away from the windows. Get into that most interior windowless room that you can get. So again, this is a tornado warning for Paul's Valley as that continues to get organized just to the southeast of Maysville. Again, not hearing any confirmation just yet. Continuing to try and cycle through X here a little bit and see if there's anything that's popping up here. Just been some pretty neat structure pictures of the storm, but haven't seen any wall cloud or anything like that lately. Just trying to see what we've got here. A lot of satellite pictures from above, a lot of hail reports. Not seeing anything as far as any pictures of the base of this storm. So this new path here goes for another 25 minutes. .545, moving east at 35, so a little south of east at 35. So this was the area we were looking at here. It's a little bit faster. Pauls Valley at 5:35. Stratford, 6 o'clock. Hart, 6:05. And then heading towards Roth at 6:15. Union Hill at 6:19. That is what we're seeing with that storm heading up towards I-35. South of Norman. And no confirmation with this storm, but it is heading in that direction with circulation. Not seeing anything with debris with it at the moment. Nope. Not seeing anything like that. But again, just a pretty scary signature with that storm right there. It is the typical comma head shape that you would see with a supercell here in Oklahoma. So right there, coming right into Pauls Valley. So Pauls Valley only has a handful of minutes, 10 minutes as it comes into town. So you need to hunker down right now. So if you've got any friends or family there, you need to be reaching out and letting them know that this is heading towards their area. The other storm, again, continuing to impact the metro area. Big hail there now over Lake Hefner, heading up towards the northern part of the metro around Edmond. A lot of heavy rain, a lot of lightning there. Hail looks like it may be coming down a little bit, but not nearly as much. It is definitely a weakening storm at this moment. So that is definitely some good news as folks are out and about on the weekend here. But that continuing to move towards the north, back out a little bit more just to show folks might be joining us from elsewhere in southwest Oklahoma. Nothing else popping up out there right now. We'll be watching for more storms out here in the Texas Panhandle tonight. Got some more storms that are trying to come in from the south here. We've got this left split. It's going to come up through Montague County. And we're probably a couple of hours down, probably an hour down the line for this storm to come up. Montague County, Jefferson County, Love County. So we'll watch out for that within the next hour. Those would be storms that need to be watching very closely down around the Metroplex, trying to come up into south central Oklahoma with a tornado threat too. So these storms coming from all over, moving in every single direction, but most of these storms, the hailers are moving towards the northeast. The tornadoes are moving towards the east. So that is the direction of choice for these storms for today. Still pretty significant structure on that storm coming into Pauls Valley here. So right as 19 comes into I-35, we're looking at that comma head structure coming right into town, into Pauls Valley. And that signature is intensifying a bit. So there is your outbound and your inbound right here. So your circulation is right here. The community of White Bread, right along 19 and very close to I-35. That's where you see that structure there. Put this back into motion as it continues to head down the highway. So it's going to be crossing I-35 here, south of Paoli, and heading right towards the north part of Pauls Valley. Again, trying to see if there's any confirmation with the radar as far as anything being picked up here. Not really seeing anything at the moment with that. But it is definitely getting stronger. So right there, north of where it says White Bread and along Highway 19 is where that structure is, and heading right towards the northern part of Pauls Valley. So still need Pauls Valley to hunker down for this storm. It's going to be heading towards Civet and just south of Highway 19 coming out of Pauls Valley. Trying to, not seeing any blues with that, but it is still trying to get its act together. Right here, right there, matching up with our velocity. Right there. You seeing anything dropping out on this yet? Not yet, but it is definitely very close. Definitely very close. That storm is extremely close to producing a tornado right there. Paul's Valley needs to be seeking shelter immediately. I've been trying to get on Twitter the best I can and see if it's all filled up with hail reports. So that's the only problem with using the OK weather hashtag here. It just, seeing some definitely good wall cloud there. Rapid rotation west of Paul's Valley. Raining really good up in Oklahoma City. Definitely a good wall cloud on that storm right now. Definitely a lot of people paying attention to it. A lot of radar images, but not a lot of shots of the base of this storm. But yeah, decent wall cloud showing up on Twitter with this. Let's go back to that correlation coefficient there and see. Still having a hard time picking it up there. At least debris, anything's being lofted there. But there is your, that's as close as it can get without actually showing anything confirmed on the radar. That is extremely tight circulation right there, about to cross I-35. So let's see what exit this might be right here. That's exit 74. Exit 74 north of Paul's Valley. And that's the exit for Paoli here. This is passing between exit 74 and 79. So between 74 and 79 on 35 is where you're seeing that crossing the road right now. And there is the town of Paul's Valley. It is going to come right through the northern parts of town. Looks like it'll stay about a mile and a half north of Paul's Valley. Just hoping to find somebody, put something out there. Just a lot of radar shots. Just scientifically, about as good a structure as you're going to see with the reflectivity here. There is your comma-shaped hook right there, north of Paul's Valley, all the lightning out ahead of it. So it's a healthy supercell now crossing I-35. It's going to be heading back along Highway 19 again. So 19 kind of dives down into Paul's Valley and then goes back northeast as it heads towards town. So that's going to head right along Highway 19. And if it stays heading towards the east, this would be bringing more of that hail to Stratford. Maybe the circulation is going to be just south of town. Ada needs to watch this too. If you know anybody in those areas, Winnie-Woodless looks like it's going to stay well off to your north as it works its way through. And there's some weather spotters saying that it's on the ground, but not seeing the radar having a hard time showing for sure that it's picked something up. It's just not matching up with the circulation. Still there. It has officially crossed I-35 between mile markers 74 and 79. Gonna narrow that down a little bit. So it just includes Pauls Valley and Highway 19 towards Stratford. This doesn't include the Wynnewood area anymore down towards the south. Again, this is really between 74 and 79 on I-35. It's just crossed I-35, so we're getting better there. But everything now is heading towards Pauls Valley. Is there a name for this lake here, pond? Not really. Looks like more of a neighborhood pond, but be heading through the north side town. Just about a mile and a half north of Pauls Valley. See if I can find. So upgraded it to a confirmed tornado there. So that's what we're seeing. So that's a confirmed tornado. It's observed. So this is going right over the Washita River, just to the north of that. It looks like it's right along County Road 1550. Pauls Valley Lake is that lake you see right there. So it's heading towards Pauls Valley Lake. So this is staying north of the actual town of Pauls Valley, which is great news. But still, there's several little neighborhoods up here just to the east of Pauls Valley Lake that need to be seeking their shelter right now along County Road 3269, County Road 3260. Yeah, those areas definitely need to be seeking shelter here on the eastern banks of Pauls Valley Lake. Again, coming right over towards County Road 3250. That's going to be on the western banks of Pauls Valley Lake. So all those folks there. And then as it heads north of the Washita River on 19, those folks over there need to be watching as well. Reed was in the middle of it live. And everybody is posting screen grabs of radar. I'm not seeing Reed pop up on my feed. So of course that's a home field advantage. Just 20 minutes down the road from Reed to get that one. So, always amazed at the stuff he is able to get into. It's amazing to watch. But again, continue to make sure these folks out here in Pauls Valley, northern parts, north of the Washita River, Pauls Valley and Lake, are seeking shelter right now. So we're looking right in here, about that same area where I saw this drop down a little bit more. Yep, right in there. So that is that spot right there is where you're seeing the drop down. That is where the radar was picking up a little bit of debris right there between 35 and 77, just north of that exit 74 right there. So that's where it was. It's gone now, but it did pick up some brief debris there heading over I 35. Hopefully, everybody is okay there. I'm not sure if there's any traffic cameras outside of Paul's Valley or anything like that. Any ODOT cameras down that way. Let's go back to our velocity again, just so you have a better clue. Again, it's weakening. It's definitely some great news. Heading in the right direction, get that tornado up off the ground so we don't have to see that. And just a static camera that's not showing anything. No actual live cameras down that way. So that's what we're seeing. So whatever did happen crossed I-35, and now it's starting to fall apart. But still need those folks near Pauls Valley Lake, north of the Washita River, Highway 19, heading northeast out of Pauls Valley. Need to be seeking that shelter here as that heads in their direction with that storm. All right, rest of the area, if you're joining us here, that storm in Oklahoma City fizzled out over Edmond. So that's great news, but not before it dropped another round of Hannah egg size hail over western sides of Oklahoma City. Again, the only thing going on now is that storm over Pauls Valley, Garment County. That one storm here over Weatherford, leaving Weatherford, heading towards Bridgeport, Bowie. That needs to be watched here down the line for Jefferson and heading into Love County. So that one needs to be watched. It's kind of trending more northeast here. That seems to be heading more in this direction. And that's going to be heading towards I-35 here. Marietta, Thackerville, need to watch out for that storm. Gainesville, Texas. Ardmore down the line, maybe. We'll watch out for that storm there. But that is really the only game left in town. That tornado continuing to diminish, or it's cycling through, but it's going to be heading right along Highway 19. It's right over Pauls Valley Lake as we speak. Rotation's definitely gone broader here. That's some great news. But again, this might be cycling through. It still has the hook on it. So it is probably dropped the tornado, jumped, and now we're looking at it cycling again. Yep. Somebody had a little cone tornado that came right through I-35. So several photos of that on X, that cone tornado wrapped in the rain. A lot of good shots of that have been popping up here. Several folks picking that up now. Yep, Reed definitely got in there again. So finds the one tornado in the state of Oklahoma, and he gets it. So he's right there on it. Right. Back over to the reflectivity here, real quick. We might be seeing this. Still has the little. There's the next one. So they just based on the history of it, they're going to keep that going. So again, I've not really covered areas. At least when I worked for Channel 7, I did not cover much past um, Stevens and Grady counties. So I really don't have too much of a following out here. The tornado was weakened. And this area is one past 35, not an area that I've really tackled all that much. So I'm going to continue to monitor for additional storms for the rest of Southwest Oklahoma. I'm going to hop off of here and keep a watch on these storms up there in Garvin County. But again, the tornado is lifted. It is no longer a threat at the moment, but that is heading along Highway 19 towards the Stratford community with some rotation. So we'll watch out for that. We'll reset here for tonight. Again, more storms up around I-40, possible later on this evening, heading towards Oklahoma City, maybe. Hobart, Anadarko, Chickasha has the opportunity to see that. Maybe we see a stray chance down as far south as Lawton, but better chance is going to be I-40, maybe as far south as Hobart, Anadarko, Chickasha, but that would be as far south as that goes. So hope everybody has a great evening. I'll keep a watch on it, and I will see you in a little bit.